Hello everyone, welcome to our kitchen. We moved into this house in February 2021, it's now November, and we've been renovating this kitchen for maybe 3 or 4 months. If you want to see the renovation and the makeover process, then watch this video up here. But today we're going to be showing you an in-detail tour of the room, and I'm really excited to show you because it has been a labour of love. We absolutely fell in love with this kitchen when we saw this house and we viewed it. It's part of the reason we bought the house, and it just needed a bit of fixing up, a new look of paint, and we've added loads of storage and made it just more livable for us, especially because of my job making recipes online. This is now our studio, so I'm so excited to film more videos in here. But come on in and let's show you the room. So the main difference in this area is obviously we've painted the room a bright white. This colour is Lick White 01, and we also changed the worktops. And it's made such a difference to the lighting in here. If you look at the before and afters, you can probably tell there's just so much more light. And this is like winter and it feels so bright. So I'm really looking forward to summer in this kitchen. But these are Quartz Worktops. We went for a Carrara quartz and we got it from a local place in Cornwall called Everything Stone. And they are just so beautiful because before it was a big piece of granite here and then wood. And this wood was kind of rotting away and did not look very nice up close. So this was the first thing that I knew that we should do, and it has made such a difference. The cabinets are in Lick Green 09, I think, and it's a very, very similar colour to the colour that was already in here, and I love the colour that was already in here. It's just slightly brighter. Yeah, it's just made the whole space feel a lot better. One of the struggles with this room was figuring out where to put the fridge and the freezer. I knew I wanted a really big fridge freezer. We did try and fit an American freezer in here. We ordered it, we had to return it because it didn't fit. There was not enough room here. It's kind of an awkward space to fit the two. So we built in a fridge here and there's a freezer over here, which is amazing. And these cupboards are probably my favorite thing about the room now. I love how they've been built. Our carpenter, Anthony, did a really great job at building these cupboards, and it just means we can have a full, really big fridge and a big freezer for all of my food so I can make all the recipes I like. And of course, in crib style, I've got to show you inside. I actually haven't tidied this up, so this is raw footage. Come and have a look. I'll give you a bit of a fridge tour. We've got all of our ridiculous amount of condiments. So we've got all of our sauces, pomegranate juice, the best thing in the world, milks, gingers, pestos, even more jars. This is all of our pickles and stuff. The best tahini ever, dog food, drinks, vegan cheeses, tofu, hummus and lots of leftovers, and all of our fruit and veg at the bottom. So there you go. And then up here is a great place to store extra equipment. So we've got our NutriBullet up there, a toasty maker and some food processor stuff. This area is the part that makes me so excited. I'm going to say this about every section of the kitchen. I'm going to be like, this is my favourite area of the kitchen. But this is just so cute. These are the shelves that were here already. We just painted them the same colour as the cabinets. And we've got all of our mugs on display and just some of our lovely bowls. It was just nice to have things out because for a long time, all of my sort of pretty bowls and things that I will use for photography have been hidden away. So it's nice to actually have them on display. And this is the coolest thing ever. I think I saw it in a photo once and I was like, I need one of those. And we actually did have one when we moved in that was over here, but this is a much better position. And then we've got our beautiful Smeg mixer, which Alex makes all the bread on, and our toaster, and they just look very, very cute. I think we got this one secondhand, didn't we? Which is great. So yeah, definitely get secondhand appliances if you can. We actually kept our sink because there's nothing wrong with it. It's a beautiful, really large sink, double sink. It's a bit worn, it's a bit dirty, but I kind of like that. We tried not to change anything that we didn't need to. We tried to make do with what was here. So the kitchen cabinets were already here. It's a beautiful wooden kitchen, and it would have been silly for us to get rid of it because it is just such a great kitchen. I love it so much. We just added to it, and same goes for the sink, but the worktops needed to be changed, and it's made such a difference in this space, especially now we've got all of this extra area back here for storage, and I'm gonna hopefully have lots of little seedlings and herbs and stuff to cook with. But my pride and joy, my cooker tap. We had a bit of an ordeal with our tap. We did get another one, didn't work at all. But this is a hot water tap or a boiling water tap. So let me show you how it works. It's very fun. I knew, that was actually the one thing I knew when we moved in. I was like, we are getting a boiling water tap because that means endless teas. So you press it twice, boiling water comes out. Pretty neat. I love it so much and it looks really, really lovely. It's the lovely antique patina brass. Highly, highly recommend. I don't need a kettle now and I can just have all the tea I ever want. We also changed our windows. When we moved in, we had original sash windows and we ummed and ahed about what to do with them for so long. And everyone we spoke to, every window person we spoke to recommended that we replace them with double glazing. So we replace them with double glazed timber framed windows, basically to replicate what they were originally. They're obviously never going to be as delicate and thin and beautiful as the originals, but it was the sort of decision we made, restoring, renovating, what's going to be the best long-term solution. And we're really warm. There's no condensation dripping inside, so we're going to stop any damp or mold issues. And yeah, they are really beautiful. They did an incredible job. It was Carrera Carpentry in Cornwall who did them, and they're just beautiful and they make the house feel just like so much more complete. A lot of the things you'll see around the room are from Etsy or secondhand or from Facebook Marketplace, and things like gifts that I've received over the years. I've tried not to go and buy too many new things for the kitchen unless I need them. All of the accessories you see are things that I just had for years and I'm really excited to have a place. So these things I got from Facebook Marketplace recently at a bargain. So don't buy these things new because you can get them so cheap on Facebook. All of these little things I've got secondhand and vintage, and it just makes the room feel lived in and like it's been like this forever. And I love all these little pieces and they feel like they have meaning to me. And you'll see some more in a minute over on our beautiful dresser. So in here, this used to be our main pantry cupboard, which is where we kept all of our food, and it just wasn't enough space for me. So now we have all of our glasses in here, tea, drinks. It's just perfect. I love that this is now usable space and not a cupboard absolutely stuffed to the brim with food. This Aga is another reason why we fell in love with this house and this room. I've always wanted an Aga. It just feels so special, feels so English. And if you don't know what an Aga is, it's just an oven, but it's an oven that looks like this. It's always on, it's warm right now to the touch. Actually, we only just switched it on last night because we've had it off for the summer. So we have got an oven here in the island and an extra hob, which I'll tell you about in a second. But these copper pans we just hung up. These were hand-me-down from my mum. I think she must have got them secondhand at some point, but she didn't have a use for them. So she said, do you want them? And I'm just so happy to have them up here. This little rail is from Nukuku, which is a great place to buy homeware. Absolutely love all their stuff because it's all sustainable. And it just looks so awesome with the beautiful granite surround. We've got also our lovely Sheila Maid, which is perfectly placed above the Aga. You can hang up all your clothes to dry and it will dry overnight because of the warmth. I spent a really, really long time sorting out these beams. When we moved in, they were kind of a dark colour. They were actually not bad, but they just looked like they had been started and not finished. It's like someone had tried to sand them, put some varnish on them, and they had patches and they weren't even. And so I went in with a sander. It took me about a week. I sanded them all with a mouse sander and then used lime wash. I vlogged all of it, so I'll leave like a link to the renovation playlist down below so you can see that. It'll also be in the makeover video, but yeah, you can see the whole process in some videos. But they turned out so beautifully and I'm so happy with them because they just lighten the room. On the island, we added a little bit extra so that we could sit at the island. We've got some bar stools. We added this hob because, like I said, the Aga is turned off in the summer to save energy because otherwise it's on all the time and it makes the room warm and you just don't need it on in the summer. So we've got a two pan hob. Well, it's kind of like one that you can move the pan up and down on. Funnily enough, this hob and this oven just so happen to be exactly the same as the ones in the bake-off. So this oven, very, very cool. It slides in and then slides back out. This is our built-in freezer to match our fridge. This used to be like a little alcove. We didn't know what to do with it. We figured this was the best solution to have the fridge and the freezer separately like this. And I love that they just look like cupboards. You wouldn't even know it was a fridge. And then we have this beautiful wine storage, which makes me so happy. Another big renovation, probably the biggest like building work in the room, was this fireplace. So we had it repointed because the pointing before the mortar was kind of crumbling, cracking in places. And when we were getting the fireplace checked out, we thought probably a good idea to do this now. And then we got the fireplace swapped out because the one that was there before wasn't lined and it wasn't actually safe because it was propped up on two little wooden pegs. So it wasn't even on a hearth or anything, so it's dangerous. And basically when the chimney sweep and the guys who installed the stove, Cornwall stoves, they were like, yeah, you probably shouldn't use this because it's a fire hazard and it's not actually like legal or HETAS certified. So we got a Charnwood stove in this lovely almond colour. I think it's called the Country 4. And we're getting the same one put in our living room. The guys at Cornwall Stoves, James, he recommended Charnwood stoves as a really, really good one, and it's going to last a very long time. And my sister actually suggested getting it in this colour to match the Aga, and I'm so happy we did. We also spent a lot of time DIYing this floor. The floor was horrendous before. We've got a whole video on that as well, and we sanded it back and restained it, and I love it now. I was a bit unsure to begin with because of the warmth of the colour, but now I'm in love with it. It just needed to be sanded back because the varnish was all chipping away with wear. Probably hasn't been done in a while, but these are perfectly good floorboards. And I was considering changing the whole floor in this room. So I'm so glad that we didn't, because we've got slate in the kitchen area and we've got wood over here, and it really adds a bit of coziness. So it's not just all slate. This part of the kitchen makeover probably was the bit that took the longest, was doing these cupboards. I was so nervous about doing them because I really was afraid that it would make the room feel smaller or that it would change the dynamic of the room. This was the perfect solution, and they feel like they've always been here. We made them out of pine and MDF. So the outside is pine and then the inside is MDF to save money. But I'm so glad we went with pine because you can really see the texture of the wood. And we painted them to match the walls. We've got these lovely little handles that match the kitchen. It means that things like your microwave, your coffee machine, which are bigger appliances, can be hidden away and not out in the kitchen. I've already got quite a few appliances over there. And then in here is all of our food storage. So we've got all of our tins, got lots of like rice and pastas. Of course, we have a snack drawer with lots of sweets and goodies. And yeah, all of our food up here, spices, vegetables, lots of jars. This looks like it's bowing a little bit from the weight of all of my jars. And then we've got extra storage here for just lots of breakfast food, health bits. I have a lot of food. I like to cook. This table has followed us in all of our tour videos, and it's because it's my family table. We grew up eating at this table. It's my parents. I think my mum told me that she got it on Gumtree for like £100 or something, or 100, 200 quid back in the day. I think I've eaten at this table since I was maybe like 5 years old or younger. I don't know, but I've always had this table in my life. It was made from wood from a ship, and it's really useful because the legs unscrew. Our cats love to use the legs as scratching posts, so they look completely destroyed. But I love how rustic it is. A new table would never ever match this table because it is beaten up, it's old. I never have to worry about making spills or marks on it. And then we've just got some secondhand Facebook Marketplace chairs and this lovely stool. When we were designing up the cupboards, we realised that this would be a perfect spot for a window seat because we've got our window here and the space in between would just be kind of empty space. So the radiator is under there. We got rid of the radiator, made a smaller one. We've got these nice little, I don't know what you call them, like rattan to let the air out, to let the heat out. And we're currently having a window seat made. This is just a cushion for now, but it actually fits perfectly. It was for a bed, but I put it down here in the meantime, and it's like perfect. So I'm quite chuffed with that. And I've got these lovely cushions. I think these from Linen and Stripes, which match perfectly. And I know once the window seat cushion is made, the cat and Roxy are going to live here. So here's the other half of our built-in cupboards. We wanted this side to be open so they weren't too matchy-matchy symmetrical. Really glad we did. It means we can have all of our cookbooks on display, which I think adds a bit of colour to the room. And then just some other bits. We've got our Sonos speakers to blast out Taylor Swift, which I've been doing for the last week, and Alex has been very annoyed. And this actually hasn't got anything in it really right now. We need to get these ones hooked up, but I've just put some spare jars. Down here, it's just some napkins and linens and like extra equipment, dog treats, that kind of thing. This is a door out into our hallway, by the way. Got 2 doors into the kitchen. This dresser we got when we moved in from Facebook Marketplace. This fits like a glove. If you look at the height of it, it matches exactly pretty much to our door frames and the distance between the door frames. I did a makeover on this. It used to be grey, so you can go watch that video. Painted it in Lick Green 02. I think it's gorgeous. It adds some depth to the room. It's a very similar kind of green tone to the rest of the kitchen, but a bit darker, and I really love that because it makes all of the things on here stand out. Like I mentioned, there's things that have memories. Like I got this bowl when I was traveling in Barcelona with one of my best friends and my sister. My mum gave me this. This is a local potter, CJ Pottery. I know that there's one up here called, there's another beautiful pottery from, I think it's called the One-Armed Potter in Hale. This I got from Etsy. It's a lovely vintage, I think it's called a comport. And this I got from a place called Casafina. Well, this brand is Casafina, but I got it from a cute little shop in Porthleven when I was out for the day. This is my cat food. Down here is our secret alcohol storage. Well, there's also soft drinks in there too, but where all the alcohol is. And then Alex has got all of his beers and stuff in here. I got these incredible little inserts, which have changed my whole life because it means these drawers don't get messy anymore. There's actually places for everything, which is so dreamy. Like, look, we're organized. This is like a cutlery storage. I can see Alex has been putting things where they don't belong. This goes here. But yeah, it's just so nice to actually see everything because this drawer before was a junk drawer with all this stuff just piled on top of one another. So now we actually have places for everything. And because of everything that's happened the last few years, we have about 100 hand sanitizers. Why have we got so many? Thank you so much for joining us in our kitchen. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Hope you enjoyed the journey of turning this kitchen into what it is now. Like I said, I'll link the kitchen makeover above, as well as my renovation playlist. I'll link it all below. All of the stuff in the room that I can link will be down below, as well as a blog post, everything. Just if you have any questions, it's probably down there. And yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you go follow us at our Cornish cottage for all renovation updates, because we're going to be renovating our garage next. Is currently being done actually, and our bathroom, our living room. There's so much more to do. So definitely subscribe and follow us over on Instagram for all the updates. And I hope you enjoyed. Bye. Hi everyone, welcome to our kitchen. The gurgle my throat.